Jody Hendricks along with the Dr. Lewis Patterson here at CrossFit Commence. Just got done doing 21.2, which is also ironically 17.1. I've done this workout a couple times before. Did it again, did not beat my best previous score. Just I'm getting older. Hey, we all are. But great workout. Not a whole lot of tips that we can give you here other than just step on the gas, more gas, less brake. Got some times here, Lewis, if you want to kind of take us through a couple of your observations, bud.
Yeah, so this is just the breakdown of Jody's performance. As you can see here, this is going to be the time it took to complete all the set of dumbbells underneath the rep count for the respective round here. He went unbroken on the set of 10 and 20, and then thereafter I put how much he spent in resting during that period in which he did the 30 and the 40 and then the 50 here. And as you can see, the rest considerably went up on that third, fourth, and fifth round there. As you can see here, we've got the rest in between the dumbbell going to the burpee box jump overs, and then also at the end here, the amount of rest he did after the burpee box jump overs going back into the dumbbells. He did pretty good on his first two paces here on the burpee box jump overs. Maybe came out a little too fast of a pace compared to this third and fourth set here. The big thing, looking back on his performance, that he could try to mitigate in order to get better here is that third and fourth round of the burpee box jump overs. Just staying more consistent there. He could have maybe come out a little bit slower at the front to ensure that he didn't have that fall off, but that's one of the biggest things there. This is a workout, there's not much strategy to it. You've just got to stay consistent on the dumbbell, try to reduce those big sets of rest, and then really stay as consistent as you can on these burpees, knowing that you just got to give it all you can this last set. So that's something that Jody did really well, is coming back to that last set of burpee box jump overs. He had the same time as that second set. So really trying to reduce the rest here during those dumbbell sets can be a big key. One thing I'd also mention, Jody did a real good job of this, and it's something we talked about beforehand, is really focusing on your footwork and your transitioning, getting from that dumbbell to the box, just starting those burpee box jump overs, and then as soon as you're done with that last rep, getting right back to that dumbbell, even if it's just a quick set of 10. Psychologically, this helps out a lot, just getting to that next movement where a lot of people can spend a lot of time.
There's 10 transitions. Yeah, you can really eat up some time there. And we focused on that a little bit beforehand. And the other thing too is he was counting out my rest. We didn't have a prescribed amount of rest, but I did let my rest get away from me a little bit because I'm a little deconditioned right now. But I think if you set your mind on a certain rest, and clearly I had a little bit more in me because I was able to pick up the pace. But if we would have said, hey, let's do 15 seconds here, no longer than 15 seconds, I could have done that, and that would have shaved off about 20 some odd seconds. So be a little more methodical in your setup. The other thing too is my back started to get a little bit heated up. Probably didn't do enough like good mornings and lower posterior chain type of a warm-up. So the snatches did kind of get on me in that set of 40 and 50, and that's one of the reasons why this was longer, probably because I was procrastinating and didn't want to get on that set of 50. But fast transitions helps. Maybe if you're going to break up the snatch is a pretty good movement for me, but I knew I was going to break them up, and it got heavy. I mean, it got tough in the 40 and 50. So prescribed rest, and then one of the goals that we talked about was we want the burpees here to look identical to the burpees here. And although they were a tiny bit slower, my footwork stayed the same. I was very close to the box as I could get with taking the same amount of steps. And that's hard to do after 75, but it really helped knowing that I was keying off that. So
yeah, a big thing to think about here, guys, is understand what kind of athlete you are. Look at your previous performance if you did do that. If you have video where you can potentially break that down and see where you could have improved, but also think about you as an athlete. If you know you can't go through a set of 15 burpee box jump overs is a lot. So if you know you can't jump up and jump your feet back each time you go into the burpee, and you're going to be more comfortable and stay consistent if you step back and step forward from the burpee, start with that and stay with that the whole time, rather than start with a 2-foot jump back and jump up before you jump up on the box.
Well, even the pros are stepping up. So
yeah, a lot of them are stepping up. Understand the standards. Make sure you have to have those hands and feet on either side of the line, straddling that line. make sure you don't have any no reps. This is a lot of burpee box jump overs, a no rep here and there. It could be costly going into that. Also, a note about technique here with the dumbbell snatches. If you're an athlete who knows how to cycle it well, changing from the top, that's going to cut down your time drastically if you can manage that. So even if you could practice this a little bit ahead of time, if you have an AM session, you know you're doing it in the PM, maybe spend some time practicing that. Don't do a whole bunch of reps, but it's imperative that you switch from the top, because if you switch from the bottom, you're coming from a dead stop every time, and that's just going to make it. That's going to add a lot of time to it, and you're not going to have that stretch reflex, that ability to go down.
Get some rhythm.
Yeah, you get a lot better rhythm. It's just a lot better than coming from a dead stop every time. So that's just kind of a technical issue that if you haven't addressed that in training already leading up to this, it's something that going forward you need to do, is learn how to switch the dumbbell, even if it's riding it down to the shoulder and then switching it there. If you don't feel comfortable bombing it from the top, you can go down the shoulder, switch the other hand before you go back down. Really make sure you're using your legs. You can do good here to make sure that first movement is hinge, get those hips back a little bit before you allow those knees to bend to kind of keep you in a good position. Also, this sensation of your back blowing up, a lot of people will get that even more when they not only round a little bit in the lower back, but they also rotate. So if you can focus on keeping your shoulders and hips as square as you can to the ground when you have that leg drive and getting the dumbbell overhead, that may help with this as well.
So much for us making a super quick video. Guys, have a great workout. This is a fun one. I would full send on this one. It's not one you really want to do twice. It's just a full gut punch. So put your foot on the gas, get through it once, get back to your training, and let's get ready for 21.3. Thanks, guys.